UFC Fight Night from last night. Mexico, Moreno, Kavanagh, Chevy. I did see the main event, co-main event. I was busy, but I did take some notes on some stuff, so I'll have a little bit of preparation. But was there any other fights from this card that caught your eye?
Well, the prelims in general were good. There's a bunch of finishes on there, but the fight I highlighted last week was the Daniel Zellhuber versus King Green.
Yes.
I thought Zellhuber was going to be too tall and too young and have too much range, and King Green TKO'd him in the second round. So he was doing a really good job of like mixing in some wrestling, which you never see from Bobby Green. So he took him down, and then Zellhuber like tried to hold on to this buggy choke for like 3 minutes, and he just tired himself out. And then Bobby got on the feet and caught him with a couple things and ended up putting him away. So good on Bobby Green. Let's move on to the co-main event here. Marlon Chito Vera versus David Martinez.
So from what I could tell in the beginning, I thought Martinez was a little quicker. You know, he was able to use some speed and volume, which is impressive because that's one thing Marlon Vera, I always consider, has great fast hands, even though we do say he's a bit of a slow starter. And I would say that was another thing I thought that happened well. I would say in the third round, Vera was actually, I thought, starting to look a little stronger again, typical Marlon. But I thought Martinez was good at kind of countering that attack and, you know, looking like he was prepared for a late surge from Marlon Vera. Like his corner got him ready and like, you know, knew this was coming. So great win. I think we kind of predicted it last week, but still it's one of those great wins as you're moving up this division to beat a guy like Marlon Vera.
Cheeto needs to like start fighting in the locker room before he comes out or something or he needs to go to a different camp or something because he just cannot. It's the same problem in every single fucking fight.
Yeah.
Like you could be a world champion with the skills you have, but you just can't solve this one problem of getting going earlier. So I don't understand how that is still a problem. Plus, he has such great cardio. Like, so it can't be that he's worried about gassing out, you know?
That's like a mental block.
Yeah, just like, you know, trying to get the reads of your opponent too much or whatever. Like, just implement your game plan, you know? He's durable too, so like it can't be that he's so worried about getting hit when he enters. I don't know. He's got to sort it out, but he got taken down early in the first round, so you know he was not gonna win that one. He's too complacent off his back now. No urgency to really get up. Martinez showed great footwork like he does in every single fight. But when Vera did get him up against the cage, especially later in the fight, he like tried to pick the perfect shot instead of like using punches to open up the perfect shot. So there's room for improvement, but I don't see any progress from Cheeto. It makes me sad because I think he is really, really good and has a lot of potential, but he's not young anymore and he's not really learning. So this is probably just where he's going to be at. David Martinez, super smart guy, obviously. I'm pretty sure he's a doctor. So, you know, he translates that into some fight IQ, really good movement, stayed safe for most of the fight. He's kind of an exciting fighter, puts on a good fight.
Hey, curveball for you, because I meant to say this earlier. I forgot. There was a girl that fought on this Mexican card, Regina Tarwin, I think is her name. And I guess she fought at a catchweight. She took a short notice fight last night and she won. And she had a WWE tryout like about a month ago or something at Digo. They found out, and turns out she's already 7-0, and they're like, and she ended up winning a decision. So I'm kind of curious. I wonder how this girl ends up doing.
It was a close fight. I don't.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought I could have gave that one either way, personally. But yeah, short notice. Yeah, fighter in Mexico. Yeah,
main event.
Yeah, keep an eye out on her, all you wrestling fans, for sure. Moving on to the main fight here, main event, which we pronounced this guy's name wrong all week last week. So Brandon Moreno versus Lonnie. I already forgot how to pronounce it. Kavanagh.
Lonnie Kavanagh. Well, Kavanagh, from what I saw, one of the big things, one of his best weapons, as Joe Rogan would say, was his calf kicks over here. I thought on Moreno at different times of this fight. You know, he had good takedown defense too. That was something else I caught at a time. And that's great. When you're fighting a guy like Moreno, you want to have good takedown defense. But yeah, I thought he also had good striking. And I thought this was just, from what I could tell, a career performance by this guy on short notice that nobody expected to be here, had no business being here, fighting the guy who's the star of the show, and this guy showed up. And one of the problems we talked about seemed to be in his other fights was that he'd gas out once in a while, you know, in 3-round fights. And here he is going the full distance, 5 rounds, and having this performance. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously the calf kick was huge. He had super fast hands. He was doing a very good job managing distance with like pulling back from Moreno's shots and then countering on him. Yeah, I don't know. Moreno got busted up early in the second round, wobbled. He used to do more grappling, you know, and then he kind of like with these Davidson's Figueiredo quadrility or however many fucking times they fought, he kind of just fell in love with just striking.
Right.
So, I think he just really went to grappling to stop taking damage. I think Bisping talked about that or whatever during the commentary. So I think he needs to get back to that. Kavanagh, like I said last week, I don't know too much about the guy. I mentioned him getting knocked out by Charles Johnson, but apparently he was dominating that fight the entire time and then just got split. Right. So yeah, so he looked really good skills wise though. So obviously I thought he deserved to win for sure.
If he was having an issue with his gas tank, unlike Marlon Vera, who we talked about, who has a traditional slow start, it sounds like this guy might have already corrected this problem. So, hats off to him. So,
Yeah, maybe he got nose surgery like DDP or something.